Hey guys, it's Saf here and welcome to Season 2 of Dragonheir Silent Gods. It is day 1 of the season, and in this video I kind of want to just do a bit of an introduction to some of the new season features here. I'm going to do some summoning on the new summoning events. We're going to be looking at the Season 1 closing shop that we get when we finish a season, and just having a quick look at what has been added here into the game. So I want to thank the team at Dragonheir for sponsoring this video. Now, if you haven't played Dragonheir before and you want to get started, now is probably the best time to get started. You can still join and play a lot of the Season 1 content, which is basically the first storyline, or you can come back if you started playing at global launch and start again for Season 2 because it's like a brand new game. It's a fresh start. It is an open world, tabletop-inspired fantasy RPG hero collector game. We have to collect heroes as you would expect in a typical hero collector game, but you also have loads of open world RPG elements like dice rolling, puzzles to solve. You can grow your own character here. There's new merfolk type hero that you can have as well, and you can reset your hero at the start of this season if you were existing and playing still. If you want to get started, you can download the game for free from the link in my description below. You can download and play it on multiple different platforms: Epic Game Store, Steam, Windows, Android, iOS, macOS. You can link your progress across all of those accounts and therefore play on any device wherever you want. So in Season 2 here, we basically get a brand new feel to the game. It's a brand new feel into the game. There's lots of new features. We have loads of new heroes. There's 30 in total. We have this new effect called Burn, which is like an AoE splash damage debuff. We also have things like Thunderbolts, which acts a little bit similar to the way that Dauntless works, but it's essentially AoE Dauntless, where you can periodically do damage to loads of enemies. We also have a new effect called Ice Blast, which is very powerful. Ice Blast will basically collect crystals and it will stop your abilities going on cooldown, which could be incredibly powerful if the right hero has Ice Blast and it works well. So we're at the start of the season. What does that mean? Basically, everything has been reset. You can see all my heroes are back to level 1. All my gear has been reset. We basically start afresh. There's a brand new area for us to explore, the islands of Athelkarn. This is a storyline for Season 2, Fall of the Increscent. I've just arrived on the shores of my storyline, and I'm currently talking to Filto, starting that storyline. But also, all the old bosses and all the old dungeons remain. You can see that there's quests that I need to go and do. It's the same kind of concept as Meander that we have to climb. There'll be Pillar of Trial. It will unlock bit by bit. It's not going to unlock all at the same time. As always, there's journey level caps. So right now, the limit is journey level 10, which we see here. And as we go, things will unlock. Grave of Venom and Grave of Curse is going to unlock on those days. So it's always staged and general, and I think this is really good for a season. Nothing is instantly dropped on you. You don't have to do everything all at the same time. You can progress through bit by bit. We can see that some people are already at stage 10. Doesn't really make it's not that surprising. They've already collected some chests here in South Edenia. I haven't really got started yet, but we'll see how we get through here. So let's have a look at the end of the season shop. We can see here, I'm in silver. I've managed to collect, I was 25%, top 25% of all the players on our server, and that put me in Season 1. I didn't have access to gold, unfortunately, but I think the only difference with gold was there was an extra avatar, and there's more that you can buy. You can basically buy more scrolls, more dice. You know, you get more for doing more. This Misty Lens thing here allows you to basically reset your hero. So if you want to change the race, their appearance, their identity, you can do so for free. It only costs you one of these materials. I've got 1450 of this pure sand core that I can spend here. So that means I could probably buy all of the Heliolite dice, the avatar frame, and then either the Saving Lord avatar with the Misty Lens and maybe a book. We can sort of figure out what we want to do there. There's also a Season 2 preview shop. You can see it's going to be very similar with his new avatars. We can see the differences here, like they're going to get 15 summons and 5. I only get 10 and 2. So you just get more. It's not really as big of an issue as I first thought when I saw it. This season, we're also going to get like this Lunar Halo shop, where this event will happen halfway through the season, and we'll be able to get one of the new heroes in the game, Ardreth, who's a defense-based Radiant champion. Looks very powerful. So that's going to happen in the middle of the season. Now, I have got a fair amount of dice and Weirmarrow that I have been saving since the end of last season. Pretty much been saving all of this up for the summoning event. And what you get at the start of a season is this Forthfarthing Summons. What it allows you to do is use, depending on your progress and completion from Season 1, I had 20. I think the people in the top 10, top 15 had even more, maybe 30. You can basically summon your Heliolite dice against this summons 20 times, and every 10 will guarantee you a legendary hero. We can see here, these are the new Season 2 legendary heroes, and there's also other legendaries available. You've got these epic heroes as well that we can get. I've got a lot of these epic heroes, to be honest, but I don't have them all. I don't have this dude here. I don't have Gareth. He's not one that I don't have here. I don't have Lyle. He's a new one. There's also all the new Thunderbolts, Herfalm. So there's new epics in here. The rate is 3%, 17%, but there's got a very, very low mercy. So it's a really good summoning event. I'll be able to summon 20. I will probably do that in this video. There's also an Odyssey featured summons here. So legendary heroes from the Season 2 update, which is 30 of them. They're all in this update only. So these are the only legendaries you can get. This is pretty good if you've got a lot of legendaries to begin with, because you can target farm the new legendaries you might want and the new epics. The rates remain the same. 35, same mercy system. It's basically an option if you want to reduce the amount of total legendaries that you want or epics that you want to get. All of these are available. Some of them are pretty cool. I think this quest here, the Necrosis tank, will be very powerful. And I've heard a lot of positive things about Beldel. Apparently very, very powerful. So let's do our first 5 summon. Let's see what we're going to get out of the new shop. What are we going to get here? So we get all rares. That's a great start to the summoning event. We only really need... Biggs is the new rare. He's a new burn rare, so he has this burn effect. He will select an enemy, throws things, applying a stack of burn. So he's absolutely great for burning champions. Every 6th basic attack has a 100% chance of inflicting 1 burn. Every 3rd when you upgrade it. So we got one of the new rares already. Not the best start. This one will guarantee us a legendary, though. We'll absolutely get a guaranteed legendary here. So what are we going to get? An epic and a legendary. What is our legendary? That's a rare, Grover. Oh, we got Lyle. Lyle is one of the new epics. Okay, for each enemy inflicted with burn on the field, the hero gains 5% up to 10 stacks, 50% more attack. Casts a fireball that can bounce between enemies. That's a very cool little map going on. With each of inflicting 1 burn, the fireball will prioritize enemies that are not inflicted with burn. And then finally, blast enemies, triggering burn. Okay, great. Looks really powerful. We've got Notera. And then our legendary is the new burn. There we go. We're getting new legendary heroes. Durem. So we can build a burn team. We pretty much have a good chunk of the burn champions there. Durem is going to blast an area similar to Lyle, blasting, activating all the burns. He's also going to give a crit damage up and attack percent to all burn enemies. We're also going to get a locked... each missile deals damage to enemies, applying burn, which is really cool. And then whenever an enemy's burn is dispelled, he's just going to deal bonus damage. Like, what a cool looking hero. He also looks huge. Look at the size of him. I don't know why in Dragonheir, but all the dwarves fly. We don't really know why, but they do. So that's a great summon there. Okay, what else are we going to get? We got one more legendary guaranteed on this summon. Absolutely guaranteed. So we got an epic. We get an epic. Is it a new epic? That's what we would really want. There's still some epics I don't have. No, it's a duplicate, but we do get the material to buy artifacts. So we have one more. And this one will guarantee us another legendary. What are we going to get? What is left of our summons? One more legendary. We open with the rares. Letalis, Eli, Arlo. These are all rares that we had last season. And then our legendary is another one of the new ones. Okay, great. Rose. Excellent. So this is a support radiant. When the hero has a buff, the enemy cannot resist debuffs. Wow, that is powerful. When the hero has a buff, the enemy cannot resist debuffs inflicted by the hero. And unless it means her. If it might just mean her. It could just mean her. Deals radiant damage plus enlightenment to enemies within range, inflicting recharging penalty. Meanwhile, the hero gains enlightenment up. Okay. Increases enlightenment by 20%. Casts spell 4 times, each dealing radiant to a random enemy and nearby enemies with a 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty 1. It goes up to 2. For 10 seconds. That's really good. Meanwhile, heals allies around the random enemy by 5% with a 100% chance to dispelling 1 debuff. The hero casts a spell 1 extra time for every 100 enlightenment, up to 6 spell casters. That sounds powerful. So we get Rose. So we have 2 of the new legendaries. And that is the end of our summons here. We only had 20. Let's see what we get on this new summoning. So we start with an epic. So we have Quarian. We have Zethos. Gloin. Grover, and what's the epic? It's one of the new ones, Zrax. So there's another burn. I'm pretty sure I've got all the burn heroes at this point. Zrax is really cool because he builds a turret. I love building a turret. I will absolutely use this hero because he builds himself a turret. Another burn hero. So we basically got already a team of burn heroes we can absolutely build using our legendary dwarf. What else are we going to have here then? So we got another epic in this pool. So we're going to have Aricio. That's the other rare that is a Thunderbolt. Pretty cool. His voiceover is really hilarious. Like, the voice acting in this game is great. Each time an enemy inflicted with electrocuted on the field, he's going to get an attack up. He applies electrocuted, triggering Thunderbolt here. And then he's also got a chance to apply it there. So absolutely an interesting option if we have more electrocuted, like Thunderbolt options to go with it. Zadie, we're going to get Austin, and the epic is going to be Girthin, a new one. We are rolling luck today with all the new heroes. Girthin is an Ice Blast hero. If the hero has ice crystals after casting a battle skill, consumes one of them and casts the skill again. Upon obtaining an ice crystal, she gains crit damage up, which is quite strong. Strikes an enemy twice, each dealing cold. Then gains crit rate bonus, so we get 20% crit damage, crit rate as well. Gains 1 stack of ice crystal immediately if the skill kills an enemy. Jumps towards the target enemy and gains 1 stack of ice crystal. 780% attack multiplier is very high. Okay, so we've got a lot of the new heroes. This is really going well. Can we get a new legendary as well on top? The third one. What are we going to get here? There's a legendary. There's a legendary here. Altair. That's a bit earlier than we were expecting. Livia. Oh, we got another one. Perkunte. This guy looks amazing. Look at this bolt of lightning. He looks amazing. Kudos to the Dragonheir development team. What an amazing skin this looks like. He just looks phenomenal. What does he do? He's a Thunderbolt. So when on the field, the hero gains 1 stack of Overwhelm with unlimited duration whenever electrocuted is triggered. This effect cannot be dispelled and is capped at 30 stacks. At the same time, the hero casts lightning to the enemy with the lowest HP. The fewer enemies on the field, the higher the damage, up to 500%. So on a single target, that's going to be exceptionally powerful. So he's going to get Overwhelm. We don't really know what Overwhelm does. We'll have to figure out if it tells us what Overwhelm is. Lightning damage. So his battle skill here deals lightning damage within enemies with a 40% chance. That goes up to 50% of inflicting electrocuted on them for 8 seconds. Then triggers Thunderbolt once. And finally, striking all enemies twice. AoE, triggering Thunderbolt once. For every stack of Overwhelm, increases the damage of the skill by 3%. And then he resets all of his Overwhelm. So you want to stack Electrocuted. Every time an Electrocute is triggered, he's going to get overwhelmed. And when he actually gets to his AoE, he's going to just do a massive amount of damage. That sounds crazy good. We also have a 45% in Arena. He looks exceptionally fun to test. So Perkunte, another one of the new legendaries. Insane luck. What else are we going to get here? I feel like I should just keep pulling because we're just going to keep getting new heroes to test and play with. We get another epic. So we have rares. Pretty much now I've got all the rares. Oh, there's the epic. Blethyn. Another one of the new epics here, which is really cool. Blethyn. If the hero has ice crystals after casting a battle skill, cast it again. So we're getting a lot of the ice blast. Strikes the enemy twice, dealing with an additional 20% chance of triggering a critical hit. And then he's going to grant himself attack up and 2 stacks of ice crystals to the hero and an ice crystal with the highest attack. So this is where putting Ice Blast together makes sense. If you were to get one of those, like the legendary, you want to give him ice crystals, well, you would pair Blethyn with him so Blethyn can give the ice crystal when he uses his ultimate. Really cool. Okay, we've got Yagnats, Larari, and Quarian. We have 32 more to go. We absolutely can get another legendary with what we have here. We should be guaranteed another one. Double epic pull. So we get Tio, a duplicate Lyle. That's not a problem because we still collect this imprint stone. And a duplicate Zrax. We get a Gulal and we also get Kales. Those were 2 duplicates. It's okay. We can accept that. We've been pretty lucky so far. Another 5 pull. What are we going to get here? An epic. So we get Egda. These are all pretty good rares. And the epic is going to be Arrakis. I'm pretty sure this is the last burn non-legendary. So he's going to do burn as well. So we have options for all of the burn. He gains a shield for 5 seconds. So he's a little bit more defensive based. If the target's unable to dispels all burn, every stack of burn dispel deals additional damage. Okay. Let's summon more. Let's summon the last 22 and then we'll close out the video. What are we going to get? We get another epic here. Arlo. We also get Eluia. We get a duplicate Blethyn. That's to be expected. We are summoning on these limited summons here. We're only going to get new epics and legendaries on this summon, which is really good. But it does mean that the risk of duplicates. Triple epic pull. Whew. Dane. So the epics are another duplicate Blethin, a duplicate Girthin, but a brand new Thunderbolt Manda. This hero and the turrets will not. Does she summon a turret? I like turrets. Summons a turret. Yes, we can make turrets. I love turrets. I don't know why I have an obsession with turrets, but it looks cool when you summon one. It starts electrocuting everything. The hero and the turrets will prioritize enemies that are not inflicted with electrocuted. In addition, each time the hero and the turret successfully inflict it, each turret gains attack up. A newly created turret will inherit all attack stacks previously gained. Okay. So summons a turret. Cool. It will attack enemies. There can be up to 2 turrets on the battlefield. Heals all turrets on the field when turrets placed. Okay. So if you reduce your skill haste, you can get it down. Every time you summon the turret, it'll heal them. Grants attack speed up and 15% up to all turrets. The chance of inflicting electrocuted by the turret's basic attacks is increased for the next 10 seconds. And I'm guessing turrets have a 20% chance to inflict electrocuted. So you basically put the turrets down and just keep trying to put electrocuted out. Sounds really powerful. 12 more to go. What is going to be our final legendary? Because we should hit Mercy. We should get at least one more legendary. We should do. Fitz. Oh, we got another one. Sadic. Another Ice Blast. Very, very cool looking hero. Very cool looking hero here. He's going to strike an enemy 3 times. The skill damage stacks by 10% for each time the skill is cast in battle. So that goes up to 10 stacks. So that's a 100% damage bonus. And obviously, if you keep stacking ice crystals, this keeps activating. So Ice Blast is a little bit like Dauntless, where Dauntless, you want to just keep activating abilities. It seems like it's going to activate that the battle skill a lot. And then we got a duplicate Zrax to go with that. 7 more summons. What is the last ones? What is our last legendary going to be? I'm sure we're at Mercy. I'm sure we've got a Mercy roll. There it is. The last legendary of the bunch. We get Percival. There was one more rare I didn't have. Percival's another burn hero. He looks pretty powerful as well because he will deal 30% more damage to anyone under burns. That's just like a flat 30% multiplier. And we get another Rose. Oh, it's a duplicate, but it's a duplicate legendary. But we can imprint her to gain some bonus inspiration. We can do that. Okay, we got a duplicate. That's a bit unlucky. We don't have many of the legendaries, but that is a bit unlucky. Let's summon the last 2 here then. What are we gonna get? The last 2. Do we get like any crazy luck, or is it just gonna be double rare? It's probably gonna be just double rare. Let's find out. Oh, there is an epic. We do get an epic, and it's another Zrax. Okay, that's not a problem. We've collected a lot of Essence of Creation there. That's going to be really good to start our account really strong. So what I'm going to do now is just build a few examples, a few strategies of how I would go about using some of these new legendary heroes that I've managed to acquire. We do have Perkunte. He is a Thunderbolt hero. He will require a lot of work to get set up because we're going to need to get this Overwhelm stacked, and that's only ever going to stack when we have Electrocuted. So we need to really get as much electrocution options into our team. So as many Thunderbolt heroes. I'm also going to build a quick burn team, and I'll show you the power of that, how that is going to work in Goblin farming. I think burn is going to be an excellent option for sort of campaign progression, Goblin farming. I do worry about how viable burn will be because of the elemental matchups this season, because fire just doesn't quite have as much support and tank power as things like poison. And also like ice and those different combinations. There's just more power in terms of the support options over there than there is over in fire and necrosis. But I will show you how to do the goblin farming as well. So we're going to build those 2 teams. I have a separate video coming out talking about how powerful Ice Blast is using the new sort of Blethin hero that I've got from the summoning event as well. So some of the cool things in season 2 that we can use is the new quick upgrading feature that they've added, where I can just take my hero straight to level 70. Before, we used to have to go to level 30, then upgrade using the gems, then go to level 50, upgrade using the gems. I can do this at a click of a button right now. That is much more of an improvement. So I've got some burn heroes. We're going to be using Durham as our primary burn hero here. He's a legendary hero. He's going to give us 20% attack and crit damage up to all of our burn allies. We're also going to use Arakas because of his passive has a 30% chance whenever he attacks to apply burn. We really want to try and get as much burn stacks as we can. And he's also going to add some further damage here, causing blast radius. We're then going to use Lyle because he has this bouncing bomb ability where he's eventually going to cast a fireball, and that hopefully will stack as many burn stacks as we can. And also, if there's more burns on the field, he's going to do more damage. We're going to frontline with Garius just because he's a strong tank. He's probably the strongest tank of my entire account. And then we're going to use our Traveler. This is the hero that you build, design. It's basically you incarnate in Dragonheir. We're going to use our Traveler here for the Fireball AoE radius just to match up that elemental matchup. Now, the other cool improvement that we've got to this season is the gearing. One of the main concerns that I had last season was the fact that you always had to tap out of this one, switch to the skills, then have a look to see what kind of damage it's based on, then switch back, then go back in here. What they've actually done now is they're all the way up here, so you can just click and review the skills whilst you're gearing. So Durham is going to be predominantly an attack-based damage champion, so we really want to try and get as much attack as we can. So we're going to look for attack percentage here, and ideally we want crit rate. So that's what we're going to look for here, attack and crit rate. On a chest, we kind of want attack percentage. Even though it's a little bit borderline at level 70, level 70 is when you can start looking for a percentage primary stats. Before that, you're probably just better off running flat stats because you will get more just overall stats outside of the low base attack. It's not until you get to 70 plus that you start scaling that damage a lot. Ideally, I'd like some crit rate, so we're going to go with those gloves. And then we have the option for an artifact. As we're doing burn damage is going to be technically characterized off derivative damage. We could absolutely use the Harpy's Claw because whenever a burn is dispelled, triggered, or expired, he's going to deal bonus fire damage. So we can absolutely use the Harpy's Claw because the passive is going to gain 16% more damage, and we also get more attack. So that is one hero built out. We're going to build out our tank here, and I'm going to basically go for Scarab Amulet because if he falls on low HP, he's going to have some bonus healing shield here. So this is going to basically give us a bit of effective HP. We also get defense as a primary stat. We really want this new, this Guardian set. We don't have access to epic gear that we can craft right now, so we're just kind of relying on sort of scraped together gear. Really, we want HP percentage as best as we can here with defense percentage. That's kind of what we're after. It doesn't place any debuffs, so that's not going to benefit us. On a chest, we kind of want HP percent, so we can go with this ability here. And then ideally, we also want some defense percentage gloves. But if we can't get them, we can always go for a flat stat here and just finish the set because the set bonus will probably give us more. Now, we also have Lyle. Lyle is going to be based on attack also, so he doesn't have any passive abilities, but he's just going to do some bonus damage for us. So here, we're just going to want to have some attack where we can. We're going to go with the Manticore because we want to power his battle skill. His battle skill is the bouncing effect that we're trying to get here. So we're going to use the Manticore statue here. There's no extra effects that we can see here that needs sort of building towards. We just want as much. Again, we're going to go for attack percentage as much as we can have. Attack percentage is where we really want to be. If we can get some crit rate with it, great. Otherwise, we will just go with what we've got. Unfortunately, we don't have attack percentage here, so this is where we would go and maybe look for a flat attack for the time being because we want to maintain that we have this set. And if there's another crit rate set, we can obviously take this here and we can just push this up to get some crit rate gear. That's the quick gearing as well. The gearing down here is at the bottom. It's not getting in the way of you building your allies. These little optimizations are really good for helping you build out heroes. It just takes a lot less time. Now, Arrakis here, he's going to have a chance of applying debuffs. He's going to place a shield based on attack, and then he's going to deal damage to around him, and then we're also going to be doing some more fire damage. So again, we're doing just both basic damage here. The ultimate skill is a little bit more powerful, so we're going to take the eye that boosts our ultimate damage. And again, we're looking for attack percentage. Goblin farming here, which was what we're building this team for, is all about AoE damage. They don't really hurt you that much, but you need to be able to kill them quick enough for you to get the efficiency that you're after. So if you can't kill them, that is where the problem comes in. Now, we don't have any more attack percentage on the chest. We could decide to go accuracy here just so that we can get some burns out in case we need the accuracy check. So we're just going to do that here. And then we're going to go back and look for an attack percentage or a crit rate. We don't really have any of those. So we might as well just go for a crit rate with this set and break the set. I think actually if we go back here, we can take an attack percentage and build the set there. It doesn't matter if he's a little bit more tanky. He's going to be melee. So we actually want him to be able to stay alive. And then finally, our Traveler is just going to come in. The best piece we could do here is just some derivative damage. This is an excellent item here. We should level up, use some of our Essence of Creation. It's not too expensive. whenever he launches a basic attack, he's just going to do a bit of bonus damage, which is always nice in goblins. Again, ideally we want crit rate here as much as we can. So that's what we're going to go look for. Crit rate, attack percentage, crit rate. That's basically what we're after. We have run out of attack percentage chests for that set. We could potentially find a flat stat, but we'll just have to see what we've got here. It's probably better for us if we just look for something with attack percentage that is going to give us some attack as well. Something like this. It doesn't matter because we are basically prioritizing the set over here. Maybe we just pick up one of these crit damage ones with crit rate as well. So I've quickly built out a team here. We've got a tank and we've got 4 damage dealers. Let's take it into Goblin 1, which is the current available Goblin stage. We haven't unlocked Goblin 2s yet. I think that unlocks tomorrow for our server. Let's see how this does against the highest stage of Goblin that was currently available. So Goblin 5 here. We need to just use some food, so we're going to use this 1 food. Let's use up some resources. And let's take it in. So we can obviously take out our fire teams. There's our Traveler. We're going to put Lyle in. We're going to put this guy in, and he's obviously ranged, but we want the tank to take most of it. So we're going to put him behind. We might as well take crit damage here because, again, we're not really... Our Garrus is going to be able to tank this on his own. We just want to absolutely kill these goblins as quickly as we can. So here comes the fire damage. You can see the burn. Now, ideally, we do not want our Durham to use his ultimate when there's not a wave. So hopefully we'll see a big burst of damage here. There you can see, this is what you want to do in Goblin. And this is where Burn is exceptionally good at killing, is going into Goblin and absolutely pumping as much experience as you can into it. And this is where it's going to be very valuable. So you can see here we are just burning this down. Our goal is to do it within 50 seconds. If we can do it within 50 seconds, we get the maximum amount of rewards. That is what we want to do. All we want to do is just kill these goblins as quickly as we can. And Burn is really effective for this. I think Burn may not be so great for things like Vortex or boss killing, because when there's a single opponent, you're not getting that AoE burn effect. You're not getting that AoE splash damage that you really want to get. Here's that nuke, absolute explosion. There's another wave to come, though. We are running it close. Are we going to get it in time? We've run out of AoEs, unfortunately. I think we're going to be a bit tight. I don't even know if we need the Garrus, in all honesty. Maybe we just bring another Burn hero into this team. But that is the goblins farmed. It's pretty safe and pretty comfortable. Perhaps we don't even need the Garrus. Maybe we just bring more Burn into the team. We can see the actual leader of the damage was Durham, with our Traveler doing that AoE splash damage, but the Burn's also contributing. Now, in Arena, as long as you have one level 70, all of your heroes are level 70, so you can play around with different heroes and different things. Now, I actually think Thunderbolt is going to be very powerful if you have Perkunte for Arena. He is a little bit difficult to gear in this early phase of the season because you do need a lot of statistics, right? Electrocuted is all going to be based off enlightenment damage in terms of derivative damage. He needs crit rate, he needs crit damage. These are things you don't actually have available to you, but we can sort of test out some different strategies here using Perkunte. And we're going to bring Manda as our second Thunderbolt hero here, who is going to be able to electrocute with her robot. She's going to spawn robots here and they're going to electrocute. We're going to tank it up with 2 tanks here. We're going to have both Frubath and Garius. And then we're using Rose, who is going to be able to attack everyone. Actually very powerful, especially with her enlightenment buff up. She doesn't require accuracy. So we are going to use a attack aura. Perkunte is a massive attack aura for Gladiator Arena, 45%. Let's see, we're fighting a Sigrid team. So the key here is we have to kill Sigrid before she kills us. So Garius and Frubath should frontline, hopefully. We're going to take a massive nuke at the back. That's not really ideal. But we're going to get this nuke out here. We're going to drop attack penalty on everyone. The key is the stack. What you want to watch is the stack above Perkunte's head. We haven't got any right now. So without any stacks, he does a fairly good amount of damage. Now we got 1 stack, 3 stacks. We've already killed everyone. That was that Thunderbolt explosion that basically finished everyone off. Rose comes out as 23%, but here's that Perkunte damage. 52% of the overall damage. We really see it. You don't necessarily feel it on the battlefield, but when you see it in the results screen, it's very effective. Let's try it against this team here. We're going to have 2 tanks. The reason why we're using 2 tanks this early on is we just want to try and keep the front line as stable as we can. We don't want to get one shot. We don't want to drive all of the damage onto our tanks. Hopefully Garrus is going to get his heal off just in time. And Perkunte's already got 2 stacks. He's got 2 stacks right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to win the game for us. We are losing a little bit. Perkunte absolutely annihilates the map. I really think Thunderbolt, when Perkunte gets going, is going to be the absolute king of Arena. If we can get the overwhelm stacking, and that's the biggest challenge, he can go up to 30%, and he's already doing this kind of damage this early on. It's not a very big telling of the end game sort of situation when people get 5-star heroes. But certainly in this early phase, I've been using Perkunte as my Arena option for damage. We have a single hero there who's helping us out. We can try it against this level 55. He's going to absolutely ruin these. But the challenge actually is just trying to get electrocuted out. I really feel like there needs to be another Thunderbolt hero if we can get it, just to help him. That absolutely has destroyed our team. We are looking a bit low. Rose puts the attack penalty out. So good for that ability. Are we going to get any Thunderbolts? No, but the one attack there, we get a little bit of damage, but we are struggling to deal with the damage here. We're staying alive just about. The burns are ticking, but we've got enough survivability here. Rose just zapping her way through the content as well. Rose is another exceptional, one of the new legendaries, actually helping damage. But again, Perkunte is the primary source of damage. It's map-wide damage. You can't dodge it. It's going to be very good. So there you go, guys. Some of the actual heroes we just summoned, play tested into different concepts. I definitely think Burn is really good for goblins. I think Ice Blast is going to be really good for single target bosses. And I think Perkunte, if you can stack his Overwhelm, will be exceptional for Arena. If you get his exclusive artifact as well, that just puts him in another level again. So if you want to get started in Season 2, you absolutely can do if you've played the game before, or you get an invite to an existing Season 2 server, or you can click on the link in my description below and start on a Season 1 server and play through Season 1 ahead of this new Season 2 update. The season is basically a brand new season. It resets the game. It feels like a span new game. It's got some pretty interesting mechanics. There's lots of quality of life changes that I've showcased in terms of like the gearing, the upgrading heroes, lots of little time savers. We have a new island map in Athelken. There's new puzzles. There's new heroes. There is new hero types. Lots to explore in Season 2 of Dragonheir. Remember, there's also a gift code that you can download that is available right now called Dragon Season. You can enter it into the redemption code and get yourself some exclusive rewards as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next video.